Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting video. It's a palette that I've wanted to use for so long. We're going to be doing a first impressions using the Juvia'S Nomad palette. Look at that beautiful packaging. Doesn't that just give you autumn, harvest, witchy vibes? Because it gives me all them vibes. I think it's beautiful. It's super reflective. She's got her stunning hat as usual. The visuals, the beauties that they put on this palette is stunning as always. The packaging is beautiful. It is one of their 9-pan palettes, but it's a slightly smaller pan than the other ones. It's about the same size pan as what's in the mini palettes in a 9-pan style, but not super small. I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of in between the two. It's the same size, same amount of shades, but just the size of pan. That's what's in the mini palettes. Is it actually? I'm not too sure. I just grabbed my chocolate mini palette, which I've also done a first impressions and 2 looks one palette with this, but no, it is a little, these are a tiny bit smaller, these are a little bit bigger, but they're still not as big as the normal size pans from Juvia'S in their 9 pans. I haven't used any of their bigger palettes, the Wahalas, they're on my wish list though, but I know the 9 pans, these are a little bit smaller. This, however, stunning. Just letting you know. Go watch those videos because it's beautiful. But yeah, I'm happy that they're slightly smaller pans. I don't mind it because I never get through eyeshadows. Very rarely will I get through an eyeshadow. So I think this is beautiful. But look at that colour scheme. Look at how stunning and autumnal, fall, harvest. Now I will say I have a couple of little things that I would tweak about this palette if I could. So, number 1. We don't always need this kind of shade in it. But in this, I don't mind it because the shades in this are so deep. I don't mind having it there. That's fine, but I'm quite fair, so it works for me. That's okay. I'm fine with that. But if you're a little bit more deeper than me, it might be a little bit ashy. It might be more of a highlight shade, where on me it's actually probably more my skin tone, if not a little bit deeper. My second gripe is there's only 2 shimmers. I would maybe like 1 more shimmer in it, and how I would do that is these 2 shades don't need to be both in this palette. They do this a lot where they have 2 very similar shades that don't need to be there. They did that in the chocolate palette as well. This one here has a sequin shade. It is a matte with a sparkle. Same with this one down here. All the rest of the mattes are standard mattes, like with no shine at all in them. So I would maybe take one of these out. I don't really know, like, because this is orange and this is kind of similar to this but has a bit more orange in it. I may take this one out because you can always mix these 2 together and make this an actual metallic. That's maybe a yellow metallic. Like a yellow metallic in this would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Just tell me it would, because it would. And then you could do a little bit more with it, I think. That's my personal preference, but it's still stunning and I have I have no gripes with it, just saying. So as I'm speaking, I'm gonna throw up some swatches on the screen while I'm talking. So you have these beautiful foresty greens, which I've used today, some more mustardy shades, so you can go grungy, really dark, and you can do soft and light and a bit of colour as well. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matte, 2 shimmers and 2 sequin shades. That's what we have to work with, and I think it's beautiful already. I am in love with this look. I cannot get over how I look right now, and I'm so excited to get into the rest of this video and so you can actually see what it looks like. As always, my Instagram is linked down below so you can see all the up close pictures of this look, full face pictures and up close eye pictures, so you can see all these beautiful textures in action. And they're very clear pictures, I must say. I'm very proud of how I take pictures nowadays in the last 2 years. Very proud. Also, I will be doing a 3 looks one palette with this. Obviously, I was going to do a 2 looks, but I was like, I can't do a 2 looks with this. I've been waiting too long to be trying this palette out. So we're going to do a 3 looks and I have them all planned out and ready to go. They're not done yet, but they're planned out. I'm not that ahead of myself. Let's not go that far. So hit subscribe down below to see that coming up very soon. And I think that is everything. So let's get into how I created this look. Okay guys, you don't even know how excited I am to be finally using this palette. I'm so excited. Can't wait to do this look. So I already have a little bit of foundation on, but I didn't do anything else to my skin except put foundation on. Well, a tinted moisturizer, and I did my brows as well. I'm going to put my eyeshadow primer on now in a second because I don't know how the fallout is going to be, and we are going to be using some of the darker shades in the palette, obviously. I'm thinking about maybe just a bit of a greeny, mustardy, smoky eye. So these 2 and this one here as well, just so it all kind of ties together nicely, and a little bit of this shimmer as well. So these 2 shimmers. There is only 2 shimmers in the palette. I wish there was more, but what can we do? Okay, so eyeshadow primer is on and we're going to get straight in. I'm going to take a defined crease brush from Make Beak, a small little fluffy blendy brush. Really small though. And these have no shade names on them, so I'm just going to point. So I'm going to take this really beautiful foresty matte green. We're going to start with that. There is the darker kind of browny shade in this palette if I want to darken it a little bit, but I don't think I'll need to if I start with this shade anyway. And my eyeshadow is ready to go, so let's start. I just, like, when I look at this palette, it's autumn. When I look at it, it's all that harvesty kind of look to it. It's just such a beautiful, rich colour scheme. I'm also taking this on the outer corner and into the crease a little bit as well. But yeah, I just feel so autumnal when I look at this palette, and I've just been dying to bust into it, been dying to film this video so I can play with it a little bit more. And this will be a staple now for me around this time of the year, if it works out. I mean, this is my first time using it, but if the colours work the way I want them to, then yeah, absolutely, this is going to be in my normal autumn regime. So that colour is stunning, and all I'm doing, I'm not blending or anything like that, I'm just trying to get it all nice and even, mapping out where I want it to go, how far in I want it to be, how high up I want it to go. I'm not bringing it up too high because I'm going to blend it. Okay, so now once I have that on, I'm taking a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number, what is that? 8. Number 8. It's like a pinched fluffy brush. We're going to take that to blend this out now. And I'm going to take this one here. So this is like a beautiful, deep, dark, olivey, mustardy brown. I'm just going to take a little dab at a time. And we're going to use that now just to overlap the edge of that darker green and use that to blend out. It's nice that there is a skin tone shade in here, although I don't always use them. I don't always think they're necessary in a palette like this. But with these being such rich, olivey sort of shades, dark green, that kind of thing, it's nice for someone like me who has paler skin to have something like that there, just to help blend out some shades, anything like that, if you feel like you need to. I probably won't need to as much. I am going to use it in one of my looks, in my 3 looks on palette coming up soon, but it's nice just to have it there in case I want to. Plus it's nice to have a natural shade like that as well, if you want the option to go a bit softer. It's not what we're doing today though. You'll also notice here it kind of went up a little bit higher in here because as I was blending I was just gradually dragging it up, which I like that shape on my eye. You don't have to do that, but I think it goes well with this super grunge that we're going for. Okay, so we look intense, and I definitely don't need to deepen this anymore. I already know that. So I like the fact that we have the 2 different tones of dark shades that do go quite dark. That other shade is definitely going to go dark though, the more brown shade. So I'm going to leave any extra blending, say around here, these kind of edges, until I've got the rest of my face on. There's not that much fallout though. In fact, yeah, there's a little bit right here, but I mean, it's not too noticeable, but I'm glad I didn't do my under eyes. So now I'm going to take, what am I going to take? Oh yeah, actually I wanted, instead of doing the green on the lower lash line, I'm going to do this on its own on the lower lash line, blend it out with, I think, this yellow. There's 2 yellows, you don't necessarily need both. So it'll be the one with the sparkle in it that we use to blend, but I'm going to start first with that mustardy shade again. And I'm going to take that on my lower lash line. And we're going to go super close to the lashes on my lower lash line. Hello, Marley, I can hear you. My neighbour's dog is barking. That's such a pretty colour on its own as well, especially with the blue in my eyes. It's bringing that out a lot more. Okay, so I'm also not going to blend out that lower lash line yet until I have my under eye concealer on. So we're going to go into some shimmers now, and I'm very excited about this. So I'm taking a little bit of my NYX glitter primer here. I have a little bit on my finger right here. And we're just going to press that on the lid. So I'm just using my finger to press this on because I want this to be a smoky eye. So I'm not going to do any cut creasy kind of things because the shimmer I'm using is one of the darkest shades in the palette. So to do a cut crease with that would be a bit odd, I think, on my eyes anyway. So now we're going in with this beautiful, dirty, brown green sort of shimmer. It's a metallic, not a foil or anything like that, not anything like that, but it picks up so buttery on the brush. It almost looks black, it's that dark. It's so pretty. And we're going to press that on top of that glitter primer just to see how shiny metallic it is, even though it has such a dark base. Oh, there's definitely fallout from this. Yeah, definitely glad I haven't done my under eye concealer now. That is such a beautiful shade. And a nice texture as well. It's like, it's metallic, but it's also like not super heavy of a metallic. It's odd, but I really like it. You'll see it in the up close pictures when I post those. Okay, so there's a good bit of fallout from that shade. All I'm going to do now is take a little bit of that deepest green again and just use that to just blend around the edges before I go in and tidy anything up. Just where it meets in the crease and on the outer corner with that dark shade, and have it nicely blended upwards into that. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, it's beautiful and so brightening under my eyes. No, that metallic shimmer the dark shade is definitely something that's going to give you a lot of fallout. So do your eyes first if you want my advice, unless you powder your under eyes. I don't. I like to do a kind of dewy under eye. So I'm gonna go and do my under eyes now, tidy this all up, and then I will come back and we'll finish off the eyes. Okay, so I am loving how deep and dark and mysterious I'm looking right now. Well, as mysterious as you could get. So I have tidied everything up. I didn't put any powder on my skin just yet because I'm going to use cream products on my cheeks, and I'll do that all after in a second. So we're going to use this middle yellow here. So this one that has, it's the matte with sparkle. This is completely matte. And this one's a little bit more, has a bit more orange in it, where this is more of just like a sunflower yellow. And I'm taking that in a little pencil brush. This is a Lavender Luxe from BH Cosmetics number 10. So just a small little pencil brush, and we're just going to blow out that lower lash line a little bit more. So I'm just running that along the edge of that, and it'll just amp up that mustardiness, add a bit more yellow to it. I don't necessarily want this to be yellow. I want to just yellow up the brown that I have on. I'm just taking a little bit more of that darker mustardy shade and just re-intensify that against those lashes, just to make sure it's still super nice and dark and smoky. It's not as dark as what we use on top, like that dark green or anything like that, or the super dark brown. You can always add that in if you want to deepen it up, but I think once I put a bit of pencil on my waterline, I should be okay. I haven't decided on exactly which pencil I want to use though, because I don't really have a green like this. If you know of any green pencils that are like this sort of shade or like that dark green shade, let me know down below, because I don't have any and I use these colours so often. I want one. Okay, and then last little step to add a little bit extra shine, but also still be a little bit grungy because it's still on the slightly darker side of an inner corner highlight. I'm going to take that middle shade here. This is just a brush, I've no name for it. It's just a small little flat lip brush that I have. There's literally no name on it. I don't know where I got it. I think I got it in a set somewhere, but and that is going to go on the inner corner in here. So it will add a bit of brightness in there, but because it has a good bit of colour to it, as in it's quite golden, quite antique-y looking, it'll still keep the depth that we want. If you don't want this much depth, use like your face highlight, use something that's a couple of shades lighter than this if you want to. Okay, so now that I'm sufficiently in love already and I haven't even finished off the look, I'm gonna go and finish off the look. I'm gonna do my liner, lashes, cheeks and lips, and I'll come back and let you know what I use in the rest of my face. Alrighty guys, so this is how I have finished off the look. I am loving how I look right now, so let me quickly go through everything that I used on my face. For the eyes, I just went in with a liner on my waterline. I had a hard time picking. I went through a few different ones to see which one. I was swatching them all over my hands, and I decided on my teeny weeny little Demolition liner from Urban Decay. It's one of their 24/7 glide on eye pencils. It's just a brown, a dark chocolatey brown. I just popped it in my waterline, smudged it down a little bit, and gave us a really nice smoky effect. Then my mascara, as it has been, is the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara to give me top and bottom mascara. And then onto lashes, I used my All Reliables. They've very much become my All Reliables. These are the Cash Beauty Crystal Nights lashes. I used the style After Dark. One of them fell right there. It's the one from Aurora. But After Dark is the style that I use because they're kind of in little clusters but wingy as well. And we have a bit of a wingy shape going on here. Then for cheeks, my cream products that I use is the Laritzy Bronzer Stick. Probably no shock to you guys because I love this and I use that to bronze and contour my face. I'm also quite shiny still because the powder that I used was the NYX No Filter powder, which doesn't take down every bit of shine. It does set the face though, so it's not like sticky or anything like that. It's just that this is a little bit more glowy. Without shimmer, but just glowy. Then my blush is the Inglot Cream AMC Cream Blusher in the shade 88. It's just a neutral, very neutral, soft pink shade, super neutral, just to give colour. Like it does give a bit of colour, but nothing that's going to overpower the other shades that I have going on. And then to be even shinier, I went in with my Inglot Sparkling Dust in the shade 07. It's super reflective, one of my favourite highlighters that I own, and I just love how shiny it makes me. And then lip, we had to go grunge. We had to go for something that was grey, murky looking to match everything else, so I went in with my very reliable Cafe Au Chic from MAC. This is one of their retro matte liquid lipsticks, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful colour. So that is our look. That is the Juvia'S Nomad palette. I'm so happy I'm finally in this palette now, and I guess do my 3 looks on palette. I've already planned them all out. I already know what I want to use, what I want to do, but yeah. If you have this palette, let me know because I'm already loving it. I cannot wait to rank my Juvia'S palettes, which I may do towards the end of the year if I think of it. But I'm so excited about this. This is so beautiful. I've been wanting this palette for so long as well. So as you can probably tell, my verdict on the palette is really good. Go get it if you can. It's usually not that expensive compared to other palettes that are out on the market, and the quality is stellar. It's the usual Juvia's Place quality. I'm so happy. You would have seen all the swatches in the beginning of all the other shades, and I will be using every shade in the palette in my 3 Lux 1 palette as well, so you'll see everything in action on the eyeballs and see what you think there. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around to more people, and also let me know you like the video. Also hit subscribe down below to see my 3 Lux 1 palette coming up very soon. And also spooky season is coming upon us. I've already started filming for it, but yes, I'm so excited for this season. I'm so happy. As I said at the beginning, the pictures of this look will be all up on my Instagram sometime after the video goes live. There will be up close eye pictures and full face pictures, so you get to see all the beautiful textures of that dark shimmery metallic. It's so beautiful in real life. And also, as I said, let me know in the comments what you think of the palette if you already have it. Let me know if you do have it, and is it one of your faves, because it's becoming one of mine and I've only used it once. Like, that just goes to show you. I've used a lot of palettes this year, which I will also be talking about every single palette this year, hopefully. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this palette if you do have it, and if not, let me know if you're wanting it, because I wanted this for so long. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye!